there's something that we can all agree on here, Buzz and Reedy, Dan. They are struggling, right? And I've got to say, even as an ex-Rooster and a Roosters fan, I saw this coming and I wasn't one bit surprised by it.
Were you surprised by the nature of it, though, Braith? I mean, I thought they'd struggle as well.
It didn't shock me, Reedy. It didn't shock me.
Blown away like this.
It didn't shock me.
Completely blown. They were blown off the park, outclassed, and they had nothing, no response.
I've been horribly concerned all off-season. I'm thinking, what are they doing? Are they making moves? Are they buying anyone else? And why have they let go of all these players? And that's been in my own head. And then I've also had supporters who are obviously in the area are saying the same. This is no shock to me. I don't, you know...
What didn't help Braith was Terrell May starring the next day and Satili Tupanua the day after that. That really rolled the Roosters fans up.
Does anyone know what happened there with those two players and why they let them go?
They still tell me that May wasn't quite the leader to bring these young boys through from the academy, and they were looking for someone else for that sort of job. I believe they wanted to free up some salary cap space also to have a whack at Ben Hunt. Yep. So they let May go. And you know what? At the end of the day, they did the right thing by May. They gave him plenty of time. He was able to go and get more money at the West Tigers. Satili, look, the Roosters made a decision in 2020. They toured FC Barcelona. They looked at the academy, an academy that produced Messi. They went and bought a block of units at Kingsford. They signed the best 20 juniors they could find, put them up there, and wanted, like Gus did at Penrith, like Gus is doing at Canterbury. And the plan was, rather than just be a checkbook club, to bring these kids gradually through. Yeah. The mistake they've made is that Hargreaves is no longer there.
Yeah, they've lost their leaders. They've lost their leaders. They don't have those. They don't have any leaders really. They've got a couple, but they don't have as many as they would like to bring these young guys through and to sort of show them direction and you know, guide them in that transition into first grade, which is a huge step. Yeah, and consistently playing at a higher level. You know, different ball game.
And Dan mentioned Radley obviously went off early in that game. It wouldn't have made a difference, right? They would still would have been beaten, but. You talk about loss of leaders. I mean, he is a leader for that football club, right? Satili's an interesting one. I thought Satili left after the Dave Fafita saga, from memory.
That's
right.
They
tried to sign Dave, and I think Satili...
There were rumours he wasn't happy about that.
I'm not sure he was overly happy. They went and tried to sign Dave Fafita. Dave didn't come in the end. And obviously, Satili went in the process. So, you know, some of those decisions have probably hurt him a bit as well. Their recruitment over the last couple of years hasn't been,
it's been
as you would expect of the Roosters. You know, the Brandon Smith experiment hasn't really worked. As I said, Dave reneged on them. They didn't get Ben Hunt. They've missed some guys which you don't normally expect from the Roosters. And all that's sort of come back to bite them, I reckon.
Buzz, you mentioned something, I believe in, I don't know if you've written this, but JWH, they're trying to get him back ASAP from Hull KR?
Well, I'm not sure it's that strong yet. They have money available because they were hoping to have Joey Manu back for the second half of the season, but he's now gone to French rugby. They've got 500 or 600K now. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves is playing for Hull KR in England. They've won 4 out of 4. He's going gangbusters. Their directors and their recruitment people have discussed putting out a call to Jared to see if he would be willing to come back. Even if it's for 14, 15 games, they want his presence. They want his authority in the dressing sheds. They want him to bring through this next lot of exciting young kids. And look, I think it's a slight possibility happening.
What was his exit like? He's a legend at the Roosters, right?
You saw the exit and the celebration.
Well, what I'm saying is, did they move him on, or did he decide?
I think they came to a mutual agreement, you know. So.
Right.
I've got to say they need him because they got bashed the other night. Intimidated, bashed, overpowered, and he would help on that front. They need a bloke like him desperately.
So you guys think JWH comes back, that's the answer?
I don't think he comes back.
But if he does come back, that's
I don't think he's the answer, Braith, but I think he will help.
He'll help.
And with him on the football field, inspiring those other kids and just his presence, I can't see Payne Haas and Carrigan bullying them in the manner in which they did last
I hear he's very happy over there, and they've won 4 from 4 coming first. Hull KR, chance to win in their Super League Premiership.
If you hold KR, why would you let him go?
They will not let him go.
No.
Yeah, but you know, you can buy a contract out and all that. They're investigating, you know.
All right, what about their halves? Chad Townsend, Sandon Smith. A lot of speculation about this combination heading into the season. Only one game in. What are we thinking?
Oh, I think they're in trouble. You know, I think based on the evidence we saw the other night, it didn't help their forward pack got smashed. But you know, Chad, they bought him for experience. I don't know. I think their halves, you know, Sandon's unconvincing at the moment. I feel a bit sorry for him because, you know, it's hard to play behind a pack when it's getting battered like they did. So, you know, I'm not sure. They need help in the halves.
They could have had Wally Lewis and Andrew John.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have mattered because
that's
that's
fair.
all forward.
They couldn't have performed the other night the way they got steamrolled in the middle of the field. What worries me about East, I don't know if we've got their draw available.
Oh, it's hard.
But they've got to play Penrith twice in the first. They've got the Broncos away. I think it's going to get uglier and uglier and uglier, and it's the year that.
They play Brisbane again as well too. It's on the screen here.
Yeah.
You've got the Bunnies in there. They've got a few tough games. Yeah.